Benvenuti amici di Cinematographe.it FilmIsNow, ci troviamo al Trieste Science Plus Fiction Festival e tra poco intervisteremo Rutger Hauer, l'attore olandese protagonista di Blade Runner di Ridley Scott, che in questi giorni riceverà il premio Ragno d'Argento alla carriera.
How's to work with a director like Ridley Scott?
Yeah, great. You know, what can I say? Blah, 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 blah,
Just
blah,
great.
oh, blah, 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 you know.
What do you think is the impact of a director like Ridley Scott and movies like Blade Runner in our modern sci-fi movies?
It's awesome. It's terrible. It's, everybody who loves science fiction is looking at Blade Runner. It's like a wall. They have to pass somehow, otherwise, and yeah, they have to make up their mind. You know, what their science fiction visuals are. Because the thing about science fiction is that everything has to be created, nothing exists, because it's about another complete other time. But it's sort of like a costume film too. We don't know, we don't know that much about the past, but okay, we have paintings. But science fiction, you have to start with a real clean slate.
Everything.
Yeah. And that's why it's really
That's
hard.
hard.
Yeah.
We cannot talk about Blade Runner without talking about your monologue, the iconic monologue in the rain. We know that you actually wrote it, and we want to know what is the inspiration behind it.
Well, when we were shooting the film, now and then really talked when we had to wait, and then the one thing basically that we were saying is that if I kept saying, when the energy goes, and it's all about energy, you don't have a lot of time. And then in the last moments of Roy's on the page, he had like this monologue about high-tech stuff, and and it felt like it was in the wrong place. It was too late. It was too technical, and I thought, what if he could say in one line, preferably, something about, what he will miss and what, Deckard is missing, but he doesn't know it, and then I had to find that one line. And there were two lines in the script that had some poetry to it and some vision from outer space. So I kept those, and then I added all those moments where we lost in time, like tears and rain. And that was it. And that's how it came about, and really liked it, and yeah.
Yeah. Would you ever imagine the importance that this monologue would have in the years later?
No, of course not. You don't do that. That's ridiculous.
You don't imagine that?
No. I mean, no. I'm not. I'm quite. I try to be as realistic as I can't fantasize about how successful I will be. I think it makes no sense. You have to just try and try.
Of course.
And then see what happens. But if an audience carries you for 35 years or something, when was it, 81? Because of this film, and that's what's happening to me. I mean, I feel that the wings of Blade Runner literally carry me around. It's just unbelievable and beautiful.
Of course.
Yeah.
I cannot ask you about Blade Runner 2, okay? You said that you think he might be great because Denis Villeneuve is a great filmmaker, but you don't really agree with the idea of doing a Blade Runner sequel. Is that true? You said that.
Well, I somehow I don't really think it matters that much. It's you can look at it in different ways, and I know it's hard to make a good film, and it's certainly hard to make Blade Runner.
A sequel.
And I don't quite. I wouldn't be doing it because I would think you're digging a hole for yourself, and at the same time you're leaning on a film that is so strong as it is. Why can't you come up with another title? But I think that's all about money or something. I don't know.
Yeah, I think so.
It's about It's about paperwork.
Probably.
Yeah, but you know, you just have to. I guess you just have to. You know, you never know. You never know. You can have a great script and it can turn out to be really
Of
stupid.
course.
And then you can have a stupid script that can be
It turns
decent
out to
film.
be
That's
great.
you know, that happens too. But anyway, so I don't know. I don't think my opinion is that important. I think an audience is smart enough to kind of make up their own mind.
To understand.
And that's the part I like. You know, I find that generalizations are too stupid to basically go on, and I think the younger audiences have seen enough, and they can smell a rat very quickly. So, you know, we've taught them. So, yeah.
What do you think is the best science fiction movies in the last years?
I have no idea.
You have no idea?
In the last,
I don't know, 5 years.
yeah,
like
I don't know.
the last great
I
science
don't
fiction
think I've seen this fiction over the last 10 years.
You work with Ermanno Olmi and Dario Argento. What is the difference between, if there is any difference, between an Italian director and any other
The
international
language.
director? Just that.
The language, yeah. No, it's, you know, there's definitely a love affair going on with me in Italy, because a lot of the work, I've done more work in Italy than anywhere else. That's the funny part, you know. Lady Hawk, I started with Lady Hawk, but then worked with all these Italian directors. And so there's something going on, and then I did my, you know, my Starfish Association. I've been in my film festival for 4 years. So we really married. But the language was always like a ah la 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 la. You know, it can go wrong very quickly. And of course, you know, I think in my own country, the Dutch language is the same. It's like silly to make a Dutch film. Sorry, if you have a story that can go wide in just your own country, you should do it. You know, and Italy, you know, I did the Legend of the Holy Drinker. The idea was the United States of Europe, where you take material from the States. Yeah. And you take it from Italy and you put it out there. It just didn't quite travel, which is, you know, that's okay, but at least we tried. You know, I think it is one of those things, it's like, how different are you from you? What are you going to say? Each person is different. Of course, yeah, we're all the same, but then, but you know, what are you going to say? Nice, you were a nice girl, you were like, your favorite color is red, you were more la 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 la. What does that tell you? Nothing. It's just
just an opinion.
Yeah, it's just like, of course, you know, I work with the greatest people, so I just never know how to answer it, but I think it's a stupid question. There are a lot of differences in the, you know, no, but it's like people always, you know, is it black or is it white? How is it different in America to make movies, or in Russia? And you go, it's not that different, you know. And if you have to explain, it's like a different life that you're trying to explain,
Of course.
or a different personality. I don't know. I always have a hard time, you know, explaining who people are and how different they are. Anyway. I guess you need to have a soap opera for that.
Are you going to do it?
No.